Welcome to Echevarria Travel, where we deliver all destinations from pole to pole. Whether it's tickets to a local event, a group bus trip, air travel for families, or cruises, we are here to lighten the load and take the stress out of planning your trip. We offer excellent travel packages for everyone, and we specialize in providing travel assistance to the special needs and disabilities community. Echevarria Travel provides education and information on traveling with medical conditions and accessibility options in airports, on cruises, and in foreign countries. Before you give up on taking that dream trip because you have special needs that seem to make it too difficult, please contact us for a consultation first. Echevarria Travel's award-winning founder, Cheryl Echevarria, loves to travel and has personally overcome the challenges of traveling with blindness and special medical needs. Call us today at 631-456-5394 for a free consultation about your trip and explore the world with Echevarria Travel.
Computer, and we're recording. Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is Cheryl Echevarria, and if you're watching us, this is Talk Travel with Cheryl, where I bring you every week a member of the travel industry or a small business here in Central Florida that may or may not be, for you. But even if you're not in Central Florida, Echevarria Travel services all U.S. citizens from the Washington State to Florida, from New York to California, and everywhere in between. So this week, I have Ariane Lewis. She is my BDM, Business Development Manager, with the Southeast Division of ClubMed. Now, ClubMed is an all-inclusive resort. We're gonna know and find out a little more about ClubMed from Ariane. And Nelson and I have been there a few times, and we love it. And we are planning on going back to Sandpiper Bay soon. So without further ado, here is Ariane Lewis. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so excited you are here. You and I know each other for a couple of years now from different forms of life with the travel industry. So it's not too unusual that somebody may be in another area of travel that moves to another area of travel. So before we get into ClubMed, let my audience find out a little about you and a little bit about your background and how you became working with ClubMed.
Sure. So I have actually been an industry veteran, and so I've worked in travel this is my 13th year in travel. I have actually worked for all-inclusive resorts, and then I had went and ventured into the wholesale market where I had learned a ton more about resorts and everything. And then I went to the touring industry. So I had worked for a handful of great brands there. And then when I found out about ClubMed had an opening in the Southeast, I decided to take the offer for what it was. And it's kind of everything that I have worked for in my career all came together because it's a global product, and ClubMed were the pioneers and the innovators in the all-inclusive resort market. And so it was actually everything that I've worked for in my resume came together perfectly. So definitely a fantastic opportunity, and definitely excited to be working for such a great brand. I've been with the brand now for about 6 months. Like I said, I'm not a stranger into the industry.
Wonderful. Give our listeners a little bit about ClubMed. I mean, I know that ClubMed is worldwide and not just in the Caribbean and Mexico like all the other all-inclusives. Can you give a little history and background of where ClubMed is actually located and when they started?
Sure. So ClubMed, actually, we're celebrating our 70th anniversary this year, as we actually started back in the 1950s. We were like I said, we were the pioneers and the innovators in all-inclusive resorts. And, we had actually started our first few resorts that we actually had built were ClubMed Cancun and, because we are the first in the destinations, you know, we have beautiful wide stretches of beach, but all inclusive between your meals, your drinks, you're having over 60 different water sports and activities already included. So you're not paying anything additional out of pocket. Our great organizers, as they're known as GOs on property, and our great members, which is our guests that actually come to travel with us, our GOs make it extraordinarily special to each and every individual that comes and travels with us, just because it's that overall experience that is unlike no other and really gets to know you, and just a wonderful experience overall.
Well, before we go into some of the destinations, I'd like to find out about, especially with Miss Corona going on, the new protocols and the new things that ClubMed is doing. So when I send my clients to ClubMed, they feel comfortable and know that they're being well taken care of.
Absolutely. If you guys actually don't mind, I have a presentation ready to go for you, protocols that we're doing for the first 3 properties that are opening for ClubMed, for ClubMed Sandpiper, Cancun, followed by Turks and Caicos, if that's okay with you.
That is perfectly fine with me.
Good deal. So first and foremost, I don't know, Cheryl, can you share your screen or share, then I can present it for you guys?
What did you want me to do? I'm sorry.
If you can share your screen, if possible.
Yes.
Or if I could take control over it.
Let me do that right now. Hold on, peeps. And I'm going to make, I'm just going to make you host for a minute.
Okay.
So
thank you guys for bearing with us too. We appreciate it.
Let's see if I can do this while recording. There we go. Okay. So when you're done, I'll.
Very good.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen now officially?
I can see you, but I can't see what you're showing.
Okay, give me one brief moment then. Alrighty. And the screen. Very good. Okay.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
Now. Alrighty, very good. So I appreciate it. So I just want to go through the hygiene and safety measures of what we're doing in what's known as our North American properties. We have many throughout Mexico and the Caribbean, and obviously in Florida as well. So without further ado, like I said, I'm the business development manager for ClubMed in the Southeast. And, you know, as I've kind of given you a little bit of details and a taste of our GOs, our GEs, and our GMs, you know, with ClubMed North America, we have done an extensive measures and safety protocols. Here's a great little video that we actually have on our safety and protocols. Plays for you guys.
Not sure if there's supposed to be any sound with the video.
What was that?
There's no sound coming through with the video.
Oh, I'll share it with you after. Okay. So without further ado, so thank you guys, and I will share that video with you after Cheryl too, because I know the music wasn't playing in the background, so sorry about that. But as you guys can see, the key measures of what we're doing is that our great organizers, we are asking the actual staff and the guests to actually wear masks. You know, we have trained our teams by doing daily and weekly briefings just to make sure that everybody feels safe and secure. You know, the great news about working for an all-inclusive resort chain is that we can practice social distancing by the space that we actually have. And, you know, we are a 70-year-old product, give or take, and you will find that, you know, we're the pioneers in the hospitality industry, and we want to make sure that there is that safety and consistency in the protocols that is out in the industry as well. So because of how big our resorts are, we have about what's considered like 50 football acres, or what's considered to be like 38, excuse me, it's 50 acres total for ClubMed and Sandpiper. But you'll find it's about like, you know, 38 different football fields realistically, which makes it fantastic just because of the actual space in the resort. And most of our resort chain in general is under 500 rooms. So it's not a crazy, huge monstrosity, but it's also all 3 stories high. So the resort, you know, we're really just trying to make sure that we're practicing that social distancing. We've actually capped the resorts at 65 and 70% total, just to enable to make sure that we're practicing that social distancing. When you think about it, from resorts like Cancun, it's going to be opening on July 25th of 2020. And when you think about where ClubMed Cancun is located, we have over a mile of beachfront between the second best Great Barrier Reef for snorkeling and scuba diving, to the ocean, to that great little lake area. So if you want to learn how to do water skiing, or if you want to learn how to do wakeboarding, all of those things you've ever wanted to try, of course you can, complimentary at ClubMed. Unlike other resort chains in Cancun, they only have 0.1 of an actual beach in order to cater to 617 rooms, you know. So when you really look about how much space ClubMed has, we actually have a huge opportunity here too. So with that, when you think about the capacity, you know, being in a group of 5 to 18 people and spreading out across that football field or a soccer field even, that's a ton of space, even if we're at full capacity. But we were wanting to make sure that we're able to do that. With Sandpiper Bay, if you have 5 great members per acre at full capacity, there's 3 great members per acre at a reduced capacity. Turks and Caicos is actually due to open on August 1st. And 10 great members per acre at full capacity. For us, we're actually going to be doing 7 great members per acre, just to give you guys a better idea of how much space we actually have. Kutztown actually won't open until this fall in October. 18 great members per acre at full capacity, but really we're going down to 12 to kind of give you an idea of that as well. So with ClubMed's guidelines and hygiene safety measures, like I said, we are asking the staff as well as the guests to actually wear masks. Our staff will be wearing gloves for food preparations and cleaning protocols. Hand sanitizer obviously available throughout the resort. Deep cleaning and reinforcements of the sanitizing of the surfaces and just equipment, you know, even more. Social distancing, we actually have markers on the ground to practice that social distancing. Limiting the number of guests and capacities, like I said, we're at 65%. We are doing temperature checks upon, you know, upon arrival and then throughout their stay as well. And then we have doctors and nurses available 24/7 on property. So we have actually hired a scientific company back in the beginning of COVID and just trying to figure out what that new normal looked like. And initially we have opened up ClubMed in Asia, so in China and Japan. And so the scientists had actually went in to see what the protocols were going to look like. So we hired a company called Crystal International Standards. They were the ones that actually gave us all of these protocols in order for us to practice throughout our resorts globally, in order to make sure that guests feel comfortable and confident and wanting to travel with us as well. So the safety measures are all in place at ClubMed. So what does this look like? Like I said, we're doing those temperature checks for the actual staff before the beginning of each and every shift for them. We're making sure that they are wearing their masks, and you know, for inside prepping food, and that is for the actual local government regulations. So we're making sure that we do follow and abide by that. Ongoing trainings weekly and daily, and the mandatory training and highlights on hygiene and protocols for those emergency response plans as well. Airport transfers. Now, normally if you have 3 families, we would put everybody in the same transfer. However, due to social distancing, we are actually making sure that the transportation is, you know, anytime you guys book through Cheryl, you want to make sure if she's booking airport transfers for you, know that we have 1 vehicle per each of those families that's coming to travel with us, and there is constant sanitation even before and then after we've picked up those families as well. Temperature checks upon arrival. We do have plexiglass in all of our reception areas. We have floor markings once again to practice the social distancing. And if you have not already done so, make sure that you download the ClubMed app. It's a fantastic interactive app that we do have on our cell phone. Of course, you can check in or check out on that app. If you have any in-app services like spa bookings or anything like that, you can also pick your own room on the app as well to do electronic payments. So it's definitely a great factor right there for you. Just those common areas, once again, we're wearing the protective face masks just for local regulations, reinforcing the cleaning and sanitation protocols, just, you know, cleaning more frequently than what we normally would do between the bars, restaurants, lobbies, restrooms, you know, sanitizing, dedicating those points of door handles, rails, all those things that you're constantly going to be touching when you're away on vacation. Also, special measures for elevators you'll find with disinfecting wipes, hand sanitizer in front of the elevator. It's going to be sanitized every 45 minutes, and you'll find that we do have the signage for the maximum amount of people that are allowed in our elevators as well. Housekeeping. So normally housekeeping goes in and cleans our rooms in about 45 minutes, give or take. But they are actually going to be doing even deeper and heavier cleanings, as you guys can see below here, with just a new enhanced process with the linen cleaning, including symptomatic washing at 75 degrees Celsius, 170 degrees Fahrenheit, full sanitation in all guest rooms before arrival and departures as well. You'll find that the masks and gloves are worn for housekeeping and maintenance when anybody goes to actually enter into any of those rooms. And just the reinforcement of sanitation and points, you know, if you're cleaning the mini bar, the bottles, you know, safety deposit box, or you know, the writing desk. Just that gives you at least a few of the points out of the handful of pictures we have below here. Restaurants and bars. I know I had gotten a lot of questions about what is buffets and what is everything going to look like from an all-inclusive standpoint. We've limited the capacity of our restaurants, which we have 2. And you'll find that we are allowing more social distancing between those tables. We've increased our opening hours. So if you're a late riser and, you know, you want to have breakfast for, you know, lunch or brunch is, you know, the typical way, let's just say, your hours are actually more open for you. So you have that available. Expanded outdoor dining areas that you can take full, you know, take full opportunity of being able to practice that social distancing and privacy as well. So we've adapted our food offering. So instead of you going to serve yourself, we're going to already have food on the plate for you so you can grab and go. And with that, that allows our culinary team to really showcase their creativity and presentation for beautiful dishes that are inspired to the local culture and flavors, of course. The Kids Club was the next biggest question I had gotten so many questions for. And you'll find that the children's, you know, when you're going into our Kids Clubs, we do ask that only one parent goes to pick them up and drop them off. Temperature checks for each and every child, no access to the facilities for any temperatures that are exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then reinforcing of washing our hands. That is going to happen every hour, and there's going to be more outdoor things for the kids to actually go and do, once again, to practice that social distancing, doing games to still make sure that you have that interaction. Our Kids Club is down to 8 kids per day, and we do have it that you do need to call in. When Cheryl is making your reservation, we want to make sure that you're registering your children in advance, so then our staff knows how many kids to expect at the Kids Club. Sports, because ClubMed is so well known for all their sports and their activities and being a very active and lively type of resort chain, you'll find that the sports that we are offering, land sports like tennis, golf, cardio, training areas, fitness centers, water sports like kayaking, paddleboarding, water skiing, sailing, outdoor yoga, fitness classes, of course, flying trapeze, which is something that we're actually very well known for with the leg. hygiene, just note that we were constantly going to be, cleaning those just as frequently, if not more as well. And it is also going to be with certain sports that are going to be eliminated at this or temporarily suspended at this point, just because of the social distancing and just current government requirements for us. Know that we have 3 different pools at ClubMed Sandpiper, and so we're going to be testing the pH levels of the pool twice a day, spacing the beach chairs as well within that 6 meters, or the 6 feet or 2 meters, and then sanitizing, the floaties and any of our pool equipment as well before and after each and every use. The spa, of course, we do have the sanitation throughout the spa, adapting the protocols and just making sure that we're limiting the amount of people that are actually in there. Of course, you can make payments on your phone app with ClubMed as well. We will actually have our boutique open. So if you do want to purchase any ClubMed 45 t-shirts, or if you want to grab snacks while you're on the property, you're more than welcome to do so. We do encourage the electronic payments, and then we do have the plexiglass in case you are paying cash as well to out when you're at the counter there. And then entertainment, I know, is another big question because that's something we're also very much well known for. And so we're doing smaller events on a smaller scale you can find, but just really utilizing that outdoor space. So with live concerts and a DJ set, acoustic music on the beach, you'll find that we're doing an acrobatic show over the pools, and then family movie night underneath the stars. So that's definitely taken a really great opportunity for us. For meetings and events, any of you that are looking to host a group with Cheryl, keep in mind we are once again doing that deep cleaning, the sanitizing protocols, asking our meetings and events and food and beverage and housekeeping staff to wear their masks, of course, when working in those physical spaces. Doing the social distancing as much as possible and adapting to the layout of the actual meeting space, and doing the, just in order to make sure that we're not spreading or contaminating anything, we will have individual notebooks and pens in order to make sure that the individual has their working station good to go, and then just adapting to the breaks and the meals for the individual portions as well. So the reopening of the resort. So ClubMed Sandpiper actually did open on July 12th, and then ClubMed Cancun, Yucatan is actually due to open on July 25th, and then Turks and Caicos is due to open on August 1st. So what this is going to look like, it's ClubMed Sandpiper. It is 45 minutes away from Palm Beach International Airport. If any of you are flying into Orlando or Miami, it's 90 minutes away. So great for anybody that's looking to do any other additional vacationing. The great state of Florida. And then it's close to home. You don't need a passport, which is fantastic. It's perfect for families, for groups. Our kids club, we actually cater to kids from 4 months through 17 years old. We have different age groups of our kids clubs, unlimited activities for everybody to enjoy. A great resort for families. You'll find that we do have an adult-only pool, jacuzzi, great liquors overall, extensive outdoor sports, volleyball, water sports, flying trapeze, but we do have our ClubMed Spa that is an additional cost. And then these are the things that are actually open at ClubMed Sandpiper. You're gonna find a good portion of this is actually very relative to Cancun and Turks and Caicos. So I'm going to just go through a couple of them. Bear with me on some of these slides. So with the Marketplace Restaurant and Soleil Terrace, those are extended hours. There's the Slice Bar and Riverside Grill and the Zen Pool Infinity Bar. So it's more of that grab and go, like I was saying with the buffets. You'll find the sports, so the golf. So we are actually doing driving range. We'll have the driving range open and lessons will be open, but there is a nearby golf course that of course is like 5 minutes away from ClubMed that of course you can go and play a round of golf. Tennis, of course, you have access to the courts and lessons. Water sports, if you want to do sailing, kayaking, paddleboarding, the water skiing, that is going to be a la carte, so keep that in mind. The trapeze, we do have that available for smaller groups. And then free access to the collective sports like soccer, beach volleyball, those things, of course, are going to be available to you. Pools are going to be open, yoga, spinning classes, fitness centers. Those are outdoor classes, so we're doing that, no problem. The academies, so We have summer camps that will begin in July, so as which we're just starting those back up, and we are excited, but it's an all-inclusive offer that is maintained with us. Like I said, all of our entertainment is actually moved outdoors, so we're doing shows and concerts, and then the spa is open, but it is at an adapted spa menu, and then our kids club, like I said, is open, but we are doing more outdoor activities. And the things that are suspended at ClubMed Sandpiper is just our Riverside specialty restaurant, and then the collective sports tournaments, you know, we've just suspended currently the golf course, but there is a nearby golf course that of course you can go and play on. And then some of the excursions, like if you wanted to go out and about, those are suspended right now too. We do still have day passes available. And then if you have anybody that is looking to do a destination wedding or a private event, those are actually still bookable. So keep that in mind. So with ClubMed Yucatan in Cancun, it is about 15 minutes away from Cancun International Airport. It is, you know, located at the tip of the Riviera Maya, but, you know, it's featured with 3 sandy beaches facing the world's 2nd largest Great Barrier Reef. So fantastic for snorkelers or scuba divers. You will find that this is also a perfect family getaway. A couple things that you do need to know. So Aqua Marina is our family exclusive collection space. So it's like a boutique resort inside of our resort. We do have our children's club that are available for all ages, again, starting from 4 months old through 17, unlimited activities for the kids to enjoy. You know, of course, we do have our authentic Mexican dining, the ClubMed L'Occitane Spa on property, and then the extensive list of outdoor, like beach volleyball, you know, water sports, of course, are still going to be available. Keep in mind, ClubMed Cancun is due to open on July 25th. And we have 2 areas that's going to be open. So Aqua Marina and the Jade exclusive collection space is going to be open. So the Jade area will be offered for our adults only area for families and clients that will be, you know, available for Aqua Marina. This is great to offer to your clients, perhaps like if you're looking to, you know, wanting more of a premium type of stay. But of course, we've got some great opportunities for you there. And then these are all the things that are open at ClubMed Cancun. And you will find the things that are temporarily suspended is our Senya specialty restaurant, the collective, you know, sports tournaments are currently suspended. Windsurfing is suspended at this point, and then excursions as well. But we are still operating like our trapeze. We're still going to be having the pools open, you know, so we are still doing that social distancing. So keep that in mind. And then ClubMed Turquoise, also in Turks and Caicos. This is an amazing property. It's due to open on August 1st. It's located on the #1 rated beach in the world, according to TripAdvisor in 2018 and 2019. It is phenomenal. So, you know, it's a great for, it is an 18 years and older property, great for divers, for couples, for even groups that you may have there, but an upscale destination for North America. You know, it's one of the world's most spectacular coral reefs. If you've ever gotten a chance to dive there, it's fantastic. It's diver's heaven. You'll find that it's great for, you know, all those water sports like sailing, paddleboarding, kayaking, extensive for outdoor sports like tennis, yoga, you know, flying trapeze, outdoor fitness classes. ClubMed Spa has an extra cost, but keep that in mind. They do have palapas on the beach. And then for it being adults only, we have our limited gourmet cuisine. There is Sharky's, which is our outdoor like beach bar and grill. So once again, great way to social distance and be able to run up, grab that hot dog or hamburger, or whatever you're craving in the afternoon for lunchtime, and then experiencing the true ClubMed culture when you're on vacation there. So these are the things that we do have open during ClubMed Turquoise. Now keep in mind, the sports and tournaments are currently suspended along with the excursions, but everything else is pretty much opened at ClubMed Turks, which will open once again on August 1st of 2020. So once again, just know that we're trying to do everything. We're practicing with what the local governments and everything, and just trying to abide by that, and just trying to make sure that everybody is safe and sound when they're on vacation with ClubMed. That's one of our biggest concerns that we really have for everybody. We want to make sure that if you're going away on vacation, you have a great time. We just ask that you wear your mask in those close-in areas. If you're outdoors and you're doing trapeze, then you don't need to wear a mask. But in this case, you know, we want to make sure that you are safe and sound So, you know, if there's anything else or any other questions we can assist you guys with, feel free. You know, Cheryl and I are here for you. So I appreciate it, Cheryl. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, yes, definitely. A couple of questions. What about your Cirque du Soleil program? Is that suspended or is that still going to be active?
So we still have trapeze. I've seen when going on to TripAdvisor and even seeing some of the sales managers have been sharing with us the, you know, the overall experience of what the vibe is at ClubMed Sandpiper. And what I will tell you is so many of we have a smaller group of people. So let's say there's 20 people. We'll take a small group of 4 people individually, and then we'll go and say, okay, you can do the trapeze, but we obviously have to make sure everybody's social distancing. We have the markings on the bleachers as you wait, you know, to actually go in and try trapeze, and then you have the actual instructor from Cirque du Soleil. They'll make sure they go through it with you so you feel comfortable and confident. Then you go to do it, and then they have you wait a couple minutes before, you know, and let everybody else go through. The time slots, I think they go from like 10 a.m. to 12, then they come back and they do it from 3 to 5. On the ClubMed app, it specifically tells you the hours of operations of when we're doing certain sports and activities. I lived through that app when I was actually at Sandpiper and when I was at Cancun back in December. And that was a great way. And plus, like, if I didn't, you know, if I wanted to play tennis, but somebody was like a mid-level like myself, they could also match me up on the app. So I thought that was really cool. In this case, you know, I know that we're doing everything possible to make sure that it's still an enjoyable stay, because obviously we've all been safe at home, but we want to make sure that guests feel comfortable and confident to travel with ClubMed. We don't want to put anybody in jeopardy, so we're trying to make sure we're doing everything possible.
Exactly.
So.
A couple comments. I want to say, even with the buffets, now my husband and I, we love going to Sandpiper, and if you don't know, ClubMed has the only true all-inclusive resort in the United States. It's right here in Port St. Lucie, Florida. 90 minutes from Orlando, 45 minutes from West Palm Beach Airport. And it's a beautiful resort. But what are we going to say about the buffet area? Even before they doing what they're doing, everything was always handed to you anyway. The plates there, they're clean. So there's always the chef behind the food itself. Nobody was grabbing and stuff like you do on a cruise ship. Somebody was always serving you something. So I just have to say that I'd like the way, because I'm not a big buffet person, and I like the way the ClubMed does that. From the moment we walked in, that is a fantastic way to do a buffet. The other thing is I was starting to say earlier, ClubMed is all over the world and not just in the Caribbean. In fact, they have some in Asia, they have India, they got Switzerland. You're opening a couple more in Canada for the skiers.
Europe is well known too. So great.
Is a new one opening in Dominican Republic?
Yes, it had opened, and then it'll Michas Playa Esmeralda. It is an exclusive collection resort, and great. Half of the resort is great for family. The other half is great for couples and adults only area. It's actually due to open back on December 5th of 2020. So we are excited when it goes back in reopening. So very excited for that day.
Awesome. Any other openings of other resorts that I mentioned Canada? Those.
Yep. Charlevoix is due to open in December of 2021. We are actually going to be opening up Seychelles. We have a couple other resorts opening in France later this year, and we're still on time for those resort openings as well. We have 5 resorts opening within the next year. So, and that is our actual continual plan, is to open. We have about 20 resorts that we plan to open within the next 5 years. So from a global standpoint, it is fantastic working for a global all-inclusive resort chain. We have over 70 resorts worldwide. You know, so I definitely make sure, if any of you have not experienced ClubMed, make sure you talk to Cheryl, see about the opportunity, maybe think about your next family vacations or plans. Maybe you've never, you know, for those of you that are located in Florida, I used to live in Florida. I am now back home in Atlanta, Georgia. But if you ever wanted to go and learn how to ski. You know, our properties in St. Moritz, in Val Thorens, there are some amazing all-inclusive ski vacations you can have, and learning how to ski on the Swiss Alps, bragging rights forever, and totally all-inclusive. So,
and I have to say that, I'm not a skier, but I've heard how expensive it is skiing here in the United States. When you go to Club Med, it's not as expensive as you think, because they include a lot of your ski packages with your stay. So when you think of, and you skiers out there know how expensive it is, but like Ariane was saying, to say that you skied in some of these great places in the Swiss Alps or in the French Alps, or even in Japan, you go skiing near Mount Fuji. I know there's a Club Med over there in that area. And just say that you went skiing in these places, man, oh man, are your friends and family going to be jealous? So, but yeah, reach out to me. If I can't answer your question about Club Med, I could definitely ask so many other people. Plus, I see Ariane all the time at our trade shows, and once a year, my host agency has been doing the last 5 years, I know. We go to Club Med and we do our annual training with some of our other great travel partners and stuff, but Club Med makes you feel right at home. They have some really great meeting spaces. If you're looking to do a meeting locally, I love doing meetings for businesses. Get away, have some fun. Plus, you have that meeting space to get down to work. But I want to say thank you to Ariane Lewis. I appreciate it very much. She's always there when I need her. And if you need anything from Metro Area Travel, just give me a call at 407-910-6469. We have been doing virtual consultations since the beginning, since 2008, especially since we have clients all over the U.S. So I want to thank you again, and reach out to Echeverria Travel for Talk Travel with Cheryl. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Thanks so much, Cheryl.